What's going on, guys? It's STS Pip with What's Your Tag. Bringing you something a little new here. Bringing you a video review of the new downloadable content for Battlefield 4 called Naval Strike. For those of you without the premium membership, this became available April 15th for the price of $15, which is the rough price that you would pay for any downloadable content for games such as Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, this content comes with 4 new maps, the first one being Lost Island. Lost Island is by far my favorite new map of the content. It's great. It's a fairly mid-sized map. It's not very large, it's not very small, as you can see on the map here. It's got all the points are surrounding the central point, which is C. At C is the plain here. Now the plain is where all the action goes down on this map. It's the best place to sit back, and I don't like to get into it or get near it because it can be blown up, much like the skyscrapers and stuff like that in like the Siege of Shanghai map and stuff like that. So I don't go anywhere near it. I like to just sit in the back and snipe people off, as you can see. And from this vantage point on the map, I can see almost every other point as well. Next up, we got Nancha Strike. Now, Nancha Strike has by far the most water of all the new maps. It's 90% water and just one little island in the middle surrounded by everything else. Now the island in the middle is a haven for infantry. It's mostly done. You have to run across it with bridges that can be blown up. And there's canals in there as well that if you want to throw down a mine, you can get the boats that are driving through the little canals, you'll blow them up. It's a great map if you enjoy driving around in choppers and planes and boats and everything. If you're more like me, you want to stick to the middle and just peg off people as they drive around the rest of the map. Now next up, we have a new map. It's called Wavebreaker. Now Wavebreaker is a little bit of a different map. It's got a lot of land base to it, as you can see. There's a lot of points to capture. And in the middle, at D, is something a little different. It's a submarine pen. Now in the submarine pen, there's actually a sub that's in a dry dock being worked on. Now this is another one of those things kind of unique to Battlefield that you can blow up. When you blow it up, it basically gets destroyed, gets blown up in half, and is no longer up in the air like that, but more on the ground. It's one of those unique things that just adds to it that you can blow up, change the game style a little bit. And the rest, like everything on this map, is accessible by water. You can see when I came in, I closed that gate, but if you don't, you can actually drive boats down these canals, or if you're brave enough, you can fly a chopper through. I've seen people flying choppers through here. Now the next map is Operation Mortar. This is an old resort location, lots of little huts around, spread all over the place. It's mostly land, like where all the action takes place, and you can fly around the main island using boats, etc. Now, at the top of the mountain is an old army base, which you can see I'm in here. I'm in the tunnels of the army base right now. And once you get to the top, you have a line of sight pretty much across the entire island, down to every point. It's the place you want to take over. That way you can stage an attack on every place else on the map. You have clear lines of sight down to everywhere. Now, up here on the top, there's also cannons that you can see right in front of me there. They point down, you can man them and launch a barrage of cannon fire down at different parts of the map. There's one that overlooks A, there's another one that overlooks numerous locations down towards the rest of the map, as you can see. Along with the 4 maps, they also threw in a new game mode called Carrier Assault. It's a throwback to the old Battlefield 2142's game mode Titan. Now in this game mode, you have to take over conquest points, much like you do in the regular mode. But when you do that, now at these points, when you take them over, they fire rockets at your opposing team's carrier. Now that's what you want to do. You want to get the opposing team's carrier down to 50% by taking over the nodes and having the rockets fire at them. Once you do that, once the carrier is down to 50%, you can then board it and you got to destroy 2 objectives on the carrier to destroy the rest of it. The first team to do that will win the game mode. Now, Carrier Strike is a blast. I really enjoy playing this mode because it's something a little different if you're up for a little change of pace. See, like, there's the rocket that fires out at the carrier right there. Now, on top of the new game mode and the new maps, they threw in a new vehicle, the hovercraft. The hovercraft is great because you can zip across land and you can zip across water. The only problem with it doesn't have a gun on it, so you're a little defenseless. But speaking of guns, they threw in a new gun for each loadout. The assault class gets the AR-160 assault rifle. The engineer class gets the SR-2 PDW. The support class gets the AWS LMG. And the recon class gets the SR-338 semi-auto sniper rifle, which is good. It's not very strong, but it fires a lot faster than the rest. And all classes get the SW-40 revolver. Now, the new content is still a little bit glitchy, as you can see, so I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Until they fix that. Once they do, it's going to go up in my books. Now, I hope this was a little bit informative for you guys, and it might sway your opinion on whether or not you're going to pick this up. Thanks for watching, guys. Team X Bros Unite.